Morning, everybody. September 27th, 8:10 a.m. Hope everybody had a good day yesterday. Market's just been very weak. Buyers have not been able to get any kind of footing. We did finally come down to a couple key levels yesterday. All right, we'll talk about them in the Qs and the futures and the ES futures. Um, we'll see what we get. Do we get a bounce here or what? Do we get a little short dead cat bounce? Not sure, right? We'll have to see. We'll talk about it. Without further ado, welcome to my channel. My name is Steven Gonzalez. Use volume profile, profile to find structure in the market, along with supply and demand and gamma exposure levels, along with the rolling price of the month, most traded price of the month, year, and week. And just put us on the right side of the trades. Gives us an unbiased view of the market. That's kind of what I like about it. It's not my opinion. It's what the structure is telling me. Right? It doesn't mean it has to follow the structure, but generally it does. Right? Again, subscribe, set an alert if you enjoy this content. Hopefully you do. Of course, you can show me some love by giving me a like. That would be much appreciated. As well as you could follow me on X at Gonzo719. Let's get into it, everybody. Let's get into this watch list, okay? Alright, so who's our leader today? Ether up 2.52, Bitcoin's up 2.36, crude chugging along at $92 a barrel, up 1.86. Bonds catching a bid. Let's see if they can really hold this. So this should send the 10-year yield down. Russell up 0.39, ES up 0.31, Nasdaq up 0.28, the Dow's up 0.26. The dollar is up. Dollar's at 106. It broke that resistance that I talked about at 105.88. Okay, that should put pressure on commodities. All right, and that's not good for stocks. Gold down 0.53. Sorry about that. Gold down 0.54. Silver is down 0.74. The VIX is down 3.3%. It's at 18.31. Still high. Remember, 16 VIX, 1% expected move every day. Okay, moving on. Coin with the Bitcoin love up 2.27%. All right. Followed by Nvidia, followed by Apple, followed by Netflix. The writer's strike has ended. Okay, that's a little good news there. Now let's go to some laggards. There isn't one. Well, Amazon. Amazon has an antitrust lawsuit claiming they're abusing retail market power. Okay, that's flat basically. Okay, just have to see. Just have to see. That's what's going on there. Tesla got a price target lowered from 300 to 285. That doesn't seem to be affecting the stock right now. All right. I saw that United Auto Workers are looking for like a 40% increase in pay. And President Biden looks like he's backing them up. But Elon put out something that he's going to bankrupt those companies by a 40% price increase. So just raise. So we'll see what happens with that. Government shutdown still looming. All right, let's move on. Top sector: Chevron, Exxon. No surprise with crude rising, right? Followed by Roblox. All right. Now we have Costco, who beat earnings, but had some. I think the analysts would like to see them raise their membership fees, raise some other prices. So I saw some conflicting things, like they beat revenue, but I saw someone say a revenue miss. So I didn't get into the details, but bottom line is it's down 1.48%, not much, and even got like an upgrade and a price target raise. So um, I regret. I think this Costco was at 405 last year at some point, and I was literally on the mouse button and I don't know. I should have just bought it. It would have been a nice hold, but what are you gonna do? There's plenty of times that happens. So that's just one of those times. Um, all right, moving on. Sectors, crude. Energy. No surprise there. Followed by semis, followed by technology. There was no laggard sector. There's no laggard sector today. So, uh, without further ado, hold on a second. Let me get this. Let's get over to news. Okay. I covered some things already. I covered the stock news that I kind of want to talk about. What did happen? Fed Kashkari made some comments. There's a risk interest rates. Let's look down here. There is a risk interest rates might have to go higher, but it's hard to know. Then he says, I expect the Fed to hold rates steady next year. Okay. So he's been saying a lot of things. Okay. Bond market's kind of stabilized for now. Asia had like kind of like a mixed move. So that's really what's going on today. As far as economic calendar, at 10 a.m. Let's see. I'm sorry. Hold on a second here. I just want to see what light impact, if there's anything. Well, 10:30. Oh, that's crude. It's not much durable goods today. 8:30. I don't put much weight into that. Um, that's really it as far as the news, because I talked about the stock news already. We can get right into let's get right into the daily charts. That's really what I want to focus my attention. All right, so let's look at the SPY. Okay, so we broke this trend, so that I can get rid of this. All right, so yesterday, boy, it literally went up till last week's lows, said hello, and then boom, and it kind of just like melted down. It wasn't an all-out sell-off. Um, but however, it's coming up to this trend line. All right, so could get a bounce here. And if you look to the left, that's a prior monthly high. Okay, that would be in June. That's the monthly high in June. So that could be our destination. Okay, where are we at now? 427.45. So we're here. We're about right in the middle of yesterday's session. So of course, no edge right now for that. No edge for that. Um, like I said, trend line here. You can see this trend line. See that? Move 100 day. Sorry. 200-day moving average is at 418 and rising. So say 420. So 420. This trend line, just have to watch. Okay, just have to watch what SPY is doing. So SPY's already broken this structure. See, it's fall under this right here. So it's moving on, probably like I said, to here, 422. So we have to. Oh, oh, look who's here. Look who's here. Rosita. Let's look at the Qs now. Now that Rosita's here, um, I talked to her yesterday via text about 355 in the Qs. Okay, 355 is August's lows. Okay, and if you look to the left, it's a bunch of support here. So we broke that and closed under it. yesterday. But I said that level, you're going to find out a lot about this level because either we push down and hold it, and we're probably going to go down to here, 346. If you look to the left, it's a prior monthly low and support here. Okay. If we hold it, this could be a little bit of a bounce. I don't know how much. And then we take it out. You don't know. I don't know. Nobody knows. Okay. But you have to see here what we do at 355. Okay. So where are we at now? 355.40. 355.40. We're above that level. Okay. And we're in the middle again of yesterday's session. So we've come off the close yesterday and we're up here. Okay. But that's very key, right? Now, I want to bring your attention to some sectors here real quick. Let's get into the sectors. XLK. Looks a little familiar, right? Well, it's the XLK. It's the technology sector, right? Well, it broke that same type of level, big level in about 163, and it's all the way down here now. It's pre-market 162, right? It's under it. It's holding under it, right? So that's a really big level in XLK. It's 28% of the S&P. See, I have this level at 163, right? Well, it broke it yesterday. Now, if this keeps going, look to the left. The structure is very poor. That is not a lot of support. Okay, it can go all the way down to the 100 to 200 day moving at 153, 151. Remember, this is the whole technology sector. Okay, if this falls, there's not a lot of support here. So you need this to push up into last week to start making a bounce. Because if we start holding, not a lot of support there. It's kind of like a toothpick holding up an elephant. Okay, in technology. Moving on. Just want to give you a quick heavyweight scan of the top four sectors. Okay. Now, let's move on to the next one. XLV. Healthcare. Makes about 13% of the market, right? Well, it was hanging out here and now it's moving down, right? But see, this is more range bound market. So you have a trend line right here. You can see this trend. Boom, boom, boom. Swing low, swing low, swing low. So we're probably coming up to some support into healthcare 129, but still falling, right? So weak as well, but it's probably coming up to a little bit of a buy point. Okay, moving on to the third, financials. Financials, look at that. It broke last month's lows and it went lower to this low of this month, of this past month. What month was that? Let's see here. That was July. It went to July's lows yesterday. Do you see what I mean? Look at this key support area. Broke it. Okay. But could that be a buy point? It could be. So that's why we're at a crucial spot in this market. And topping off, we stop with discretionary. Let's notice the trend in all these stocks that I'm showing you and all the sectors, right? Big monthly lows here, broken yesterday. Look at that. It even came up above that in discretionary and then fell off. And the structure, if you look to the left in discretionary, is the toothpick holding up the elephant. Not a lot of structure there. So you could find yourself right all the way down to 153. What is discretionary? Amazon, Tesla, Home Depot. Okay. Just wanted to show you those. Okay. We can look really quickly at the 10-year yield. That's holding these highs. Okay. The VIX is elevated. Okay, look at that. Went all the way up to 19 and a half yesterday. Here we're holding. Okay. So fear is back. Now in the dollar, we broke that key resistance that I talked about. Right here. We broke it. Boom, yesterday. Now we're rising. Like I said, that big level. Look at this level. We just broke it. So this dollar is going to put pressure on the metals, stocks, everything. This is just um, not good. Okay. Now that covers that. That's triple headed monster. All right, let's get into one other thing, the key level that I talked about, that I'm going to talk about. All right, I'm going to show you futures daily chart of the ES. Okay. All right. Now, this is futures. Okay. That's the 200-day moving average. That was hit yesterday and breached. Okay. That 200-day moving average was hit in the futures market. So I expect a little bounce. Doesn't mean we just can't go through it, but I expect a pony pause. Expecting doesn't mean it has to happen though. So that is very important. Now, if you look to the right, there's a low volume node right here across the way. It just means that that could cause support, which it has so far. Okay. Just wanted to show you guys that. Okay. Now we can get into the market profile. Let's look at structure, okay? Let's get my trusty marker out. All right, let's look at the structure for today and for what's going on, right? So, I keep talking. We're in bearish structure, all right? Most traded price of the week. We are at 43.70. 43.70. Starting to make another volume here. Another high volume node here. Okay, if the job of the market now, if the bears are going to stay in control, they need to move the most traded price of the week from 43.70 to around here, around 43.30, and that can continue to move lower. Otherwise, you're going to return back to here. Okay, that's just how market structure works. All right, price is right now 43.27. Look where the mid of the session of yesterday is right here. So we're in the middle of the model. Not a lot of edge here at all. Doesn't get me excited because we're in the middle of yesterday's range. Okay, here's the 200-day moving average on the daily, on the futures. We hit that yesterday. Okay, we have demand below us, old demand. Okay, you have new demand here and supply here. Okay, so basically, what did we do yesterday? Here's that little range that I talked about yesterday, and we opened here, came up, touched supply, and then basically broke all these longs. That's why that happened yesterday. Okay, Apple, of course, broke the 172.5 level as well. So that all goes together, and the Qs were breaking 355. Okay, all that goes together. Okay, they all tie in a little knot, a little bow together. So let's look at the high yesterday, the low yesterday. Okay, overnight low, overnight high, overnight low. Price is right in the middle of the overnight session. Okay, so there's not a lot of edge here. You're in the middle of yesterday's session. Okay, overnight sessions inside yesterday's session. Now, we are oversold, but again, what does that mean? I can keep saying that, we can keep going lower, right? But we are. I mean, you can't dispute it. It just doesn't mean we bounce. All right, but now that we're at the 200-day moving average, now that we're at that level I've been talking about in the Qs, 355, you could get a little bit of bounce. Okay, That would be healthy if you bounced up to here, and let's say the bears stay in control, and then you really don't go past this, and then we start to roll over and come back here. Okay, that would be healthy for this market. I mean, you just can't keep going down and down and down and down and down. All right, there's going to be some type of pullback. All right, it could be a sell the rip. That's what it's been lately. Okay, now inventory wise, we have this much short activity to this much long activity. So we're pretty much about 85% net long. However, we're in the middle of the session, so that really doesn't give you much edge. Okay, so it's really as simple as, do we get back into this range today, or do we hold below this range? Okay, around 43, 46, 43, 45. Okay, can we get back into this range? Okay, so very easy today. Okay, let's look at this today. All right, so if this market does make itself into this range, I'd kind of want to see it test yesterday's highs in this supply zone. Okay, if you start to get weakness, that's the liquidity that the market could roll and test yesterday's lows and go down to this next demand zone. Okay, this is scenarios, don't know if it happens, but it can, right? Because you can come back into this range and then people take profits who are long, and the shorts again are in control right now and will be below this level. So that's why that would happen. Okay, now as far as the long, I mean, a couple things can happen today. Okay, we can move up, come back. I'd like to see it hit this demand zone, bounce a couple times, and then you can test yesterday's highs. Okay, if we do happen to get weak and flush yesterday's lows, hit this demand, scream above this 200 day, hold it, that could be a possible move as well. Right now, though, you have to remember, sellers are in control. Buyers are not. The dips are, even when I was in a couple longs yesterday. I had a small green day, but like, it's just not there. Though, you're not getting those offers lifted like you normally would. It's just not. The regime is changed. Sell the rips, and the market's just really weak internally as well. Really weak. Ticks are weak. It's just very weak. You could see it. You could feel it. Um, so that's the ES, right? Now let's move over. Let's move over to the Qs. All right. Both of these have kind of been in sync with structure, so there's not going to be much difference here. The only difference, obviously, one hit the 200 MA on the futures, one did not, but the Qs hit a key support level, right? So really quickly, we got our most traded price of the week. It's right here at 149.50. Okay, 24-hour most traded price is right here, right? It's going to be very similar. Okay, profile, big distribution, another distribution, and then there was the excess put in. Okay, so you can see this divot, which signifies the bottom of this range that was taken out, right? Profile gives you support and resistance right there. So that's the key, right? Can we get back into this range? Same thing as the ES. So yesterday's high, yesterday's low, overnight high, overnight low. Inside, price is at the most traded price of yesterday, at the mid. You are in no man's land. Okay, no edge there. You want something in here or something here to enact some type of trade. Not here. This is chop, right? In the middle of yesterday, in the middle of the overnight, right? You need something. You need some excursion, some thinning of the profile to get interested, right? So same thing. Same thing. Market moves up here. Test yesterday's high. You go right into the most traded price in the 24-hour chart and supply. If you get some failure, we could roll and test the overnight, test yesterday's low, maybe go down to the bottom of this demand zone. Okay. That would be interesting. Interesting short there for a scenario, right? And the only thing, I mean, obviously here, you'd like to see either a push up to come back down to hold this demand zone and to test this supply. If it breaks out, maybe test the most traded price of the week, right? And just like before I said, if we come down, take out the overnight low and start hitting yesterday's low, which is weak, has a couple TPOs together here. You can flush that, hit, maybe go to the bottom of this demand, start making higher lows, and then you see if a move can be made, and we go back. Right? So right now, it's a very hard market to get a hold of because, in the past, I'd be like, you could feel it's different. Like this oversoldness would usually get a buy, a rip, a day, one ripper a day that goes, okay, buyers came alive today, but it's not happening. I think that the market pulled back so much that buyers aren't kind of hesitant to be like, I want to buy this dip, right? You're gonna need to take out this structure. Okay, pay attention here. So 150.15 in the Nasdaq, you need to take out this to have any hope that that dip is gonna work. You need to take it out, hold it, and then you can go higher. That's a lot of overhead supply there. Okay. So that's gonna do it for me. All right. Subscribe, set an alert if you enjoy what you saw. That would mean a lot to me. Okay, you can always give me a thumbs up, a like, if you like what you saw. All right, you can always follow me on Twitter or X at Gonzo719. Right, we have the plan today. Not an easy market. This is not an easy market. Mixed signals. You think you're gonna get a little reversal. It fails, right? But then we're so oversold, so you don't want to go short. It's not easy. It's really not. So it's like a battle. So good luck to everybody today. Stay green. All right. I see those plans, right? The plans I laid out. So that's what I'm gonna follow today. All right. Everybody had a good day, and I'll see you tomorrow.